First of all, thank you so much for the amazing piece that you did for Ietskaylo. Did really well. I mean, we were sitting on 500 views in 24 hours, which is a record for my blog.
Thank you for reading.
So let's get into it. Just give us a brief preview of who you are and why you are who you are.
Okay. International relations. I'm doing my thesis on menstrual health management and the obligations that states have to private human rights issues. So I've always been, I've always been a critical thinker. I've always been interested in trying to understand how the world works. And for me, I've always loved teaching and engaging and mentoring young children. So that sort of sparked an interest for me to say that I want to be an academic, but I want to sort of curate knowledge for younger minds, not necessarily for other academics to read and approve my work. So that's always been a motivation for me to, throughout my undergraduate journey. I've always said I always want to do my postgrad, and I always want to curate knowledge for younger people, not necessarily for academics to give me the approval that I seek, more or less to allow young children to understand things that their parents wouldn't necessarily want to engage with them.
Many people associate you with the idea of being a feminist, right? And there are a lot of conceptions, or should I say misconceptions, about what feminism is, right? So if we had to tell that layman or the person who has been given certain ideas of what feminism is, how would you describe feminism in a short bite?
In a short bite. Feminism is basically the choice of wanting to be who you want to be, in the sense that you feel empowered in the choices that you make as an individual. The overarching theme is, yes, feminism is about empowering women, ensuring that they have equal opportunities legally, socially, politically. But how we get about that obviously shows the different tenets of feminism. But the main thing is choice. And I think as feminists, we are very privileged in the fact to even call ourselves feminists, because there are a lot of women who don't even have the opportunity or even the privilege to say, I'm a feminist, because maybe their surroundings don't allow them to openly declare themselves as feminists. So for me, it's that choice of saying, I'm a woman, I'm willing to either dismantle the patriarchy, either financially, economically, or I'm willing to dismantle the patriarchy either through twerking in music videos or wearing booty shorts. That's the choice I'm making. There's no one stopping me from making that choice. Yeah.
So in other words, there isn't one definition of what necessarily a feminist is. We don't walk around
just all burning bras. Like, if I'm a feminist, then all the feminists come out like, unite, burn bras. No.
Yeah. And I think it's also important to note that feminists are not man-hating. Yes, there are things that men do that we do not agree with, but it doesn't mean that everybody is boxed into that. And I think even the label, just attributing the label of being a feminist to yourself, doesn't mean that somebody who is doing work of a feminist, perhaps because, as you said, in some spaces, some women aren't even privileged to be able to call themselves that, but that doesn't mean that they are not one because they don't label themselves as that. So I think the education of feminism is important, and also dismantling the misconceptions that come with it, you know, that there are certain choices that you can't make if you are a feminist.
I agree.
You shouldn't be wearing pink. You shouldn't be expecting chivalry in a relationship when basically feminism isn't there to exchange the relationship between women and men.
Yeah.
And so I think that is important. You are in an interracial relationship. And not just that, but there are also certain expectations that come of a black woman, ways of being a black woman. And when you don't fit that description, plus you're dating a white man.
Caucasian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you deal with these kind of things, you know? So basically, I get the idea that people are always gazing at you in a certain way. You're a black woman. Why are you not with a black man?
I mean, I've realized that there's always been expectations of how I should be or how I should act from a very young age. But knowing me, I've always not, people are like, Candice should go this way. But Candice is like, no, I'm going to go this way. Because going this way makes me happy, right? So I'm aware of what the expectations are of what a black woman should be. And yes, I think I go and check them like, okay, I think I'm doing that, but I'm only going to do it because that makes me happy. And if that makes other people, that's their problem, not mine, right? And this whole thing of, I remember reading this tweet where someone said being in an interracial relationship and you're pro-black makes you actually anti-black. And you're like, huh? Like, you're reading there and then you engage you read the comments and you're like, I'm so confused. So does this mean, so you just basically don't like interracial relationships? Is that what you're saying? And I always hate this thing of, oh, you're in an interracial relationship. You guys are ending racism. We're not ending racism. Racism, in fact, still exists when we're together. When we're together, we're still getting those weird ass looks like, oh, it's an interracial relationship. It still exists. We're not like a manifestation of what society should. I mean, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that we're not like the DA where Musi Maimane is carrying his wife and he's like, guys, look at what love has done. I'm free now. No, we're still not free, right? But we just love each other openly and safely, and we embrace that. We acknowledge that, yes, we are two different individuals. We have two different backgrounds, but we're not using our relationship as a commercialized thing, right? So for me, I tend to not, yes. Yeah. Yes, you can.